How's it going, everybody? New York Post story I wanted to take a quick look at. Wisconsin doctor. Husband shot in heads as part of brutal execution, prosecutors say. And this is an April 8th article. And here you see our two winners, Elijah LaRue and Kahari Sanford, are both charged with 2 counts of party to the crime of first-degree intentional homicide. So you may be asking yourself, hey, how's this related to the thing going on around the world? Well, check this out. A Wisconsin doctor had an underlying health condition and was worried about, so she and her husband moved their daughter and her boyfriend to a separate residence for which the parents paid, prosecutors said Tuesday in court documents. And so how nice of them, right? The doctor had this underlying condition related to, and so they said, hey, loving daughter of ours, we'll move you and your boyfriend into the separate residence and we'll pay for it. Okay, wow, what great parents, right? Well, what does that get you? Then late in March, the boyfriend allegedly shot both parents in the head in an apparent robbery and left them for dead in a ditch, according to the filing. Bail for the boyfriend and a suspected accomplice was set at $1 million Tuesday at an initial hearing related to the killings, according to a report. The hearing was conducted via video because of concerns, report said. This was a brutal execution, Dane County Assistant District Attorney William Brown said, according to the Wisconsin State Journal of Medicine. The boyfriend, identified as Kahari Sanford, he was the individual on the right, was charged with 2 counts of party to a crime of first-degree intentional homicide, use of a dangerous weapon. The second suspect, Elijah LaRue, was charged as an accomplice, facing 2 counts of party to the crime of first-degree intentional homicide. The victims, Dr. Beth Potter and husband Robin Carr, were found the morning of March 31st at the University of Wisconsin Arboretum near the school's Madison campus. Authorities believe they were killed the night before, each taking gunshots to the back of their head. Potter was wearing pajamas and socks, while Carr was wearing only underwear, authorities said. Investigators believe Sanford and LaRue planned to rob the parents after learning from the daughter that the couple was wealthy, the Associated Press reported. How many times do we hear this story, right? Too many times. But usually, and the reason why this was interesting to me, obviously the whole aspect of its relation to the situation going on around the globe that we cannot speak of. Usually when you have a situation where the boyfriend is involved in killing of the parents somehow, the daughter's always involved, right? But it's usually because of the insistence of the parents to say, hey, don't date that guy. Now, obviously, we don't know the full details, but what we do know is the parents, due to concern for the health of their daughter, put them up in a separate residence. The first thing I thought was, okay, well, if they're putting them up in a separate residence due to the health concerns, then was it a situation where he lived with them already? The way the facts make it sound is the parents willingly put both of them up. So you would kind of think that maybe he was already living in the residence with them in one regard. But then in another regard, you would think, well, he must not have. It seemed like they found out about the wealth later on, and that's when he got the accomplice involved. So it begs the question, what role did the daughter have in all this? Where is she at in all of this? Because she had told the boyfriend, according to this, that the parents were rich. Was it a situation where she was like, oh, my parents are rich. When we get married someday, we can just live happily ever after and my parents will buy us a nice big home, right? The innocent daughter. Or was it some kind of strange situation where the boyfriend and the daughter maybe had issues with substance abuse or something like that? Or it was a situation where the daughter and the boyfriend had needs beyond what money the parents were willing to give them, right? The high roller lifestyle. Drugs, like I said, alcohol, gambling, whatever, luxury items. She wanted to buy a bunch of things and the parents weren't giving her that kind of an allowance. So she's like, hey, guess what? If you two guys put on a mask and go in there and just scare my parents, they'll go ahead and crack the safe open and give you a lot of money. Obviously, details are going to come out from that, but it wouldn't surprise me, like we always see in all these cases, is if the daughter was the one who definitely had a large hand in motivating the boyfriend into doing it. Now, obviously, the boyfriend, hey, you know that thing down there that they have that makes you do stupid things. I would never say the daughters in these situations are ever entirely guilty or innocent, because it takes two people to kind of get these ideas in their minds to go ahead and formulate these plans. But I would just question, why hasn't the daughter been brought in, or why hasn't she been charged? And like I said, perhaps that'll come out later on, because if these two guys have a chance to save their skin at all and have a chance at any kind of deal, they're going to start pointing the finger at her and saying she was the mastermind behind it all. So interesting stuff. We'll see what happens. But like I said, again, just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention just because of its ties to the whole situation going on, and kind of how the facts of this case seem a little bit different. You have parents willingly giving some money. Perhaps it wasn't enough, but the parents are willing to put the daughter and her boyfriend up in a home for their safety, but yet this is how they still treat the parents. People, what can you do, right? All right, everybody. Thanks for watching the video. Take it easy out there.